It's your boy FRE, $H Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's THEFLYBOYWAY. Don't ask why, just check out the channel. And I know the Jeep talk is going to be a little bit different because guess what? We're going to walk a little bit today while the Jeep gets fixed. I had to get new brakes and rotors. Remember, I've had my car, I have my Jeep since, I've had my Jeep since, uh, shoot, I want to say 3 years almost. I had my Jeep almost 3 years. So this is the first time I'm switching all my brakes and rotors. I figure I'd get it done at once. And now that the car's paid off and everything. So this Jeep talk, we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna tell you something. We're gonna take a walk in the Jeep talk, and then we'll come back to the Jeep while the Jeep's getting fixed. So let's go for a walk. We are downtown North in the Ironbound section. Downtown by the terminal, and we're gonna go for a walk on the Jeep talk. All right, so now that I gave you guys some time to join, we are here in Jeep Talk, episode 57. Why most YouTubers and content creators don't talk about money. One thing, matter of fact, let me turn the camera around for you guys to see, all right? One thing I realized a long time ago is that everything, everything doesn't revolve around money, but money makes almost everything possible. And I realized that if I wanted to be in the, when I was younger, everyone had an idea what they wanted to do for their life. They said, I want to be a cop, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a doctor, I want to be an engineer. For me, I just wanted to be successful. No matter what I did, I wanted to be successful. And one thing I realized is that, my fault. And one thing I realized is that when it comes to being successful, you have to understand how to manage and use money correctly. And I felt as though if I'm going to create a YouTube channel and I'm going to tell you about my life story, it's very important for me to always tell you guys about money and how to manage, or at least how I manage money during my life. Because for me, showing you guys all these amazing trips, showing you guys these beautiful women, showing you guys all this lifestyle, I can see a lot of people may think it's a flaw, or may think it's not real. And because it's, honestly, I'd say the majority of people on different platforms, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, who are showing their life, it isn't real. And because it's like a magic trick where you never know the how it is behind the curtain, people just fall for whatever anybody puts out. So I felt as though for me to want to do something long term, and I had to show people the money aspect of things. It was more important for me to show also, how I spend money, how I get money, how I make money, how to think towards a future where you can utilize your money to live the lifestyle that you want to live. Because if I didn't do that, then I would just be like everybody else who's just showing this amazing life that they have in the world, and they're not showing any way how they got it. And I always am a firm believer that never believe anybody that doesn't show you how they got it. You know what I mean? I think that and for those of you just joining in, this is Jeep Talk episode 57. Why most YouTubers and content creators don't talk about money. If you know, most of the time people say if you know the trick behind the magic isn't as fun. I don't believe in that. But I do believe if everything is an illusion, the lifestyle people live is an illusion, the trips they go on is an illusion, the women illusion, that illusion will easily be figured out if they talk about money. If they start talking about money and how it's possible. Because the more people talk about money, the more you can see which ones are really living this lifestyle and which ones are just a character that's showing you something that is to get your attention, or maybe to make money off of you, or to sell you a course, or to get a consultation, or to ask for a donation. And again, I don't knock anybody for the hustle. You know, I come from Newark, New Jersey, as you can see. I don't knock anybody for ETS. What's going on? I don't knock anybody for whatever hustle they have. But I feel as though before you believe anyone on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, if they're not talking about on anything about finance, anything about travel, if they're not talking about money on any of their videos, they don't even have to be a large portion of their videos. But if you got if you got content creators not talking about money on none of their videos, and you go ahead and believe them, then it's 100% your fault when you end up in a bad predicament trying to follow the exact same way they follow. And I think a lot of people, they're either not taught this by their parents, they're not taught this, they don't have taught this by their schools, they're not taught this by their colleges, they don't learn this in life. But it's okay to believe, and it's okay to believe people, but always verify, y'all. You always gotta verify. It's okay to believe people, but always verify. Me, I have trust issues, so it's hard for me to trust a lot of people. But it's becoming more and more. I used to believe maybe like 50% of the people on YouTube weren't really who they say they are as far as financially and the way that the image they give when they show their lifestyle. But I think now it's higher towards 70, maybe even 80% of your favorite content creators are not living how they are. And you can easily tell it because they don't talk about money on their channel. Then they make an excuse why they don't talk about money on their channel, or why we worry about money, or money is a taboo. I said this in one of my other lives. The thought that money is a taboo is something that came from when we were young, when people lived a long time ago, and it was like, hey, if we talk about money, if we talk about politics, if we talk about flip it back around, if we talk about money, if we talk about politics, if we talk about religion, that can break the family up. So what happened was that money became taboo when it comes to talking about that in family. And when you got families over generations that don't talk about money, then generations over generations become less financially educated. And because of that, we end up in the predicament we are now, not just as black people, not just as Americans, not just as United States citizens, not just as people that came from poverty, not just you just end up in a worse situation because everyone is saying that money is taboo. And I think nowadays on YouTube, there's a lot of content creators that they live by that way. 215, what up? Again, ETS, I do think it was a black. I think it is a black myth, but it's not only in the black community. I know Italians whose families say they don't talk about money because of that. I know people from different religions, like Jewish people who don't talk about money, whose family don't talk about money. It's just, and it's tough to say because if you don't know, I don't know if you ever believe somebody saying that. But again, a lot of these content creators don't talk about money on YouTube because if they talk about the money, it will ruin the image you have of them, and you may not donate anymore. If they talk about finance, it may show that the stuff that they preaching is BS, and then you might not believe them anymore. And if you don't believe, that's the one thing people don't understand. What works the most is the belief. Yeah. If you believe that your favorite content creator is doing well, they're living this lifestyle you want to live, and it's just that way. As long as they don't show you or talk about how they got it, then you can't catch them in a lie. You can't catch them in a story. So a lot of content creators are just never going to talk about money. And they're never going to talk about what their real life is like. That's another aspect of it, y'all. A lot of content creators are never going to tell you what their real life is like. And it's because, again, just like a magician, just like the Wizard of Oz. I don't know if you guys ever seen the Wizard of Oz. There's been a bunch of different versions since it's been created. But in the Wizard of Oz, what happened was that they got to the end where they was looking for the wizard. Toto, Michael Jackson, they was all looking for the wizard for the whole thing. This wizard is some magical guy. And then when they go behind the curtain, it's just a monkey pulling strings. And I think a lot of people on YouTube are the Wizard of Oz. And you can tell because the more and more people, on the other end, you got a lot of people who are doubting people who have shown that they're not the Wizard of Oz. But the majority, I would say a wide majority of the people that you watch on YouTube are the Wizard of Oz. Meaning, they give you this big lifestyle. They give you this big financial independence thing. They give you this big um, way of how they travel. They're expats. They're travelers that travel often. But in the end, they're not financially where you would think they would be, and they're preaching to other people that they should do the same thing. It's so crazy. Like, you should leave America and come here. You should move to this country. You should move to this country. But then financially, even they're struggling, man. And they don't talk about finances because it's easier to grab you on emotion to do something. Let me flip this around real quick. It's easier for a person to make you emotionally want to do something than just somebody to teach you financially how something works so that you can see if it's the best option for you. Me, again, I got my Money Talk Mondays, I got the financial planning section, but I also show you my real life because of the fact that it's important that y'all get to see it. Like, if there is some way where I could have went 16 years on YouTube and somehow been smart enough to fool people to believing that the way I financially move is different, it'd be kind of weird that in 16 years I've been doing the same stuff, living the same life for at least 16 years on YouTube. I only say 16 years because we are getting to the point, and this is Jeep talk. We're just walking because my car is in the shop. My Jeep is in the shop right now. We're gonna get back to the Jeep. We are getting to the point in the United States where I am about to start saying, if it's not on video, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. It's not, or it didn't happen the way you said it happened. Because there's a lot of people that are telling people stories, and then the real story behind it don't be nothing like it, y'all. It don't be nothing like it. But people will believe 100% the story. They'll believe that person 100%. Again, if you're just joining the room, welcome to Jeep Talk episode 57. I know you're wondering where the Jeep is at. The Jeep is in the shop getting the brakes and the rotors changed. Because again, I've had the car for like 3 years, so I got the brakes and rotors changed so I can make sure it's safe. I probably will buy another car, and it'll probably be the last car I buy for a while, simply because I am still working on getting a place overseas in Colombia. Let me get to y'all comments and we get back to the conversation, yo. Shout out to V Swells in the building. Yo. Barter, what's going on, B Carter? Yo, man, thank you for all the information. It's a thankless job you do putting it out there for people. I just want to give you flowers. I appreciate that, man. Fredo Stars, what's going on, man? Let me get to that comment B Carter said real quick. I appreciate that, B Carter. One of the things that is also related to money that I believe that it's a horrible way to think. I'm not saying it's bad altogether. I'm just saying, for me, I think it's a selfish way to think when you say the game is to be sold and not to be told. And the reason why I say this is because there's a lot of people that when I was growing up from the urban area, there's a lot of people who didn't make it because there was somebody that knew that didn't want to come back to the area that they had to fight to get out to tell them, yo, there's another way. So when I tell people and I try to get my information out, I don't do this to get flowers. I don't do this to get money. I do this because I was that kid that didn't know another way. And I had to go find another way. They told me I could only be a cop, a drug dealer, gang member. When I was growing up, I won't say it wasn't any, but it was the large majority of people showing people how to do something wasn't any way that I saw that could work for me. And it's because they always say the game is to be sold and not told. And if you don't got the money, you can't get the game. But everybody wasn't born with the money like that, y'all. Everybody wasn't just given the money in hand as a kid. So what you're doing is by going by that status of the game is to be sold and not told, is that you telling that little kid who has no hope that, yo, if you can't get no money, you gotta be stuck in this hopeless place. And I was hoping to be maybe not the only one, but at least one of the people. Let me flip this around. I was hoping to be one of the people when I was younger and started doing this. to be one of the people that wasn't living by that. The game is to be sold and not and to be sold and not told, because I know what it feel like to be that kid to be like, yo, I don't really fit in this game. I don't really want to be the rapper. I don't want to be. I'm 5'9". I'm not gonna be the basketball player. I'm not gonna be the football player. There's got to be another way. It's got to be another. I don't want to be the police officer. So again, I appreciate the flower thing. I definitely appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. I just feel like, you know, it's money. While money is important, and I don't knock anybody for, asking for money. Me personally, I don't take any money on my channel. I don't do consultations. I don't do all that stuff. But me personally, I just feel like the game is to be sold and not told with something that it just hurt the community that at least the community I come from more than anything else, because everybody wanted to make everything about money, and now look at the point we're at now, where everything is about money and nobody knows how to financially. It's so crazy. Imagine people focusing on the game to be sold and not told, but not focusing on teaching people finances. So now you sell the game, you don't tell nobody. Now you got the biggest disconnect between generations, and the reason why you got the biggest disconnect between generations is because the older generation, someone like I say about 50 and up, they go the game is to be sold and to be told. The younger generation is like, hey, help us out, we're struggling here. So now when the younger generation gets older, and now you got all the YNs acting crazy, and they're like, wait, why are these YNs acting crazy? And you got to look at it like it because the older generation was trying to sell them the game and they ain't had no money, so now they running around crazy. And then they want to blame they blame the YNs. Again, y'all, it's definitely not it's definitely not something I would do. But again, I'm not here to tell you guys what to do and what not to do. It's just definitely something that, you know, that I think is hurt, doing more harm than not. Let me get to y'all more comments, y'all. Fredro Styles, what's going on, man? The information is what's key. Thank you for sharing. You got it, man. I appreciate that, man. Ellis Durrell, what up, though? What up, though? Ellis Durrell in the building, y'all. Y'all can check out Ellis Durrell in the on one of the Columbia Live videos we did, y'all, out in Cali. Let me see. ETS Fly. I always and still now think you're one of the coolest realists on YouTube. So I appreciate that, man. For me, it's all about, just telling my story, and that's why, like, you're going to get this out of people that are not here to make the views or here to get the clout. It's a lot of other people here the same way. Well, maybe not the exact same way, but you're going to get this out of people who are not here to get the clout or whoever. And the issue is, again, it leads back to money. A lot of people aren't financially where they really want to be. They might put on the fraud, or they might put on the front that they are, but a lot of people aren't financially where you want to be. So because they're not financially where they want to be, they'll sell you a dream so they can hurry up and get there. But when that's the motivation you have to create in a channel, eventually, once you get to where you want to be, you're not going to care about the channel no more, and you're gonna act a different way. Let me see. Tunnel Runner, what's going on, man? He said, stay strong, brother. One step at a time. I can't say, I can't say the name, Ellis. I'm not gonna try to start. I don't know. Just like Blink and the goodies saying Cali is trash and the Afro Latinas don't want us. I told them go watch Flyboy videos. It's going to lead back to money, y'all. Again, I know everybody says, oh, all the women want is money overseas. They don't really want y'all for y'all. No. Yeah. That's a woman thing around the world. The biggest issue is that it's not, and actually it's not just money when it comes to stuff like people not liking certain places. This is what I'll do. Let me give you an example. You got two people. They both go to Cali, Columbia. One person does the research and watches the Flyboy Ways Black Man's Guide to Cali, which I'll make an updated one, but the Black Man's Guide to Cali, and they watch the Flyboy Ways videos. The same person has a job in the States and makes money and can afford to take women out and do stuff. The same person can afford, if they don't have the time, to just go buy a pro that's really high quality and have her shaking herself in the pool, dancing like crazy. The same person can also um, afford to get a nice Airbnb in a safe area where they don't have to worry about not being outside. That's one person. Then you have another person who may or may not have a career or a job, who also may or may not have or not have did any research on the place where to go. They haven't done any research on the place where to stay, the safest area of Cali to stay, or safest area of Cali to stay, the safest place. Where do the women like the men from the United States the most in Cali? What should you know? Should you know how? They don't do any research to know that 95% of people in Cali don't speak Spanish, don't speak English. They don't do any of the research. They go to a place and have a horrible time. Which one is right about the place? It depends. If you are asking for an inclusive answer of who was the most right, it would be the person who did the research, or the person who has a little bit of money. This is why I tell people there's nothing wrong with budget traveling, but your experience as a budget traveler is never going to be the full experience of what a country is, because especially a budget traveler that may or may not do research, it's never going to be the experience. It's the same thing as the people experience in the United States. We're in Newark, New Jersey right now. I'm getting my Jeep fixed, and we're walking down the street at night with my phone in the hand, and we're in Newark, New Jersey. The media tell you that Newark, New Jersey is one of the most violent places in the world, and I shouldn't be doing this because I would get robbed. But I did the research to know which area I can go and I can do stuff at. There's a lot of people that are going to places and then they're staying in the hood and they can't even go outside because they don't want to get robbed in Cali, Colombia. They don't want to get robbed in Medellin. So I mean, again, Ellis, I won't say any names because I don't get involved with all the stuff like that. But I will say, anyone that you take advice from on YouTube, if they're not doing the research and they're not showing you videos of them, doing the research, or you got to understand that might not be the same experience you have. So I'm not going to go to a person who doesn't a person who doesn't have a job. I'm not going to go to a person who doesn't do research. I'm not going to go to a person who doesn't try to learn the language, and then say his experience is going to be my experience, because it's not. So that's why I say, it's to each his own. But I never knock anybody for their experience, because their experience is their experience. But you gotta always ask, am I more like this guy or not? And that's going to determine whether or not you like a place. You hear somebody say, I don't like Colombia, it's too dangerous. Can you see yourself in their position? Or, I don't like Costa Rica, it's too expensive. Are you moving like them? You got to watch who you relate more to. And I think what's happening on YouTube right now is people are watching people who are entertaining or more entertaining to them, and then saying this is a legit way of considering the place that they went because this is the most entertaining, and they're not watching people who they relate to more. That's why I put my videos out, because people who relate to my life or relate to what I do, they will be able to go watch the videos and be like, yo, I had a great time in Cali. I had a great time in Medellin. I had a great time in Brazil. I had a great time in Dubai. I had a great time in France. You're going to see people, you know what I mean? Let me see. Also, some people not people's people. That's going to be a little difficult too. Tunnel Runner, what up, what up? Se puedo. What's up, what do we do? Dalton, what are your top 5 cities based on food, quality of life, cost of living, nightlife, and friendliness? Ooh, they're going to be separated. For me, Dylan. Colombia. All right. But city-wise, let me see. My favorite city is Barranquilla, Colombia. I like Barranquilla, Colombia. That's my favorite city. Because of how smooth it is. It's not really loud. It's not really crazy. If I want to go to a party, I can go to a party. If I want to go to a club, I'll go to a club. If I want to do activities, I can do activities. Now I won't do any like nature stuff in Barranquilla because there's not that much nature stuff to do as far as outside of hiking. But I'm not really a big nature person, like going in the woods and doing all that stuff. So it's fit for me. Medellin will probably be my second one. because there's a lot is the nature. It has everything, the most activities. The only difference with Medellin is that for Medellin, um, sometimes it can get over. It can be too much. So too much meaning too much stuff moving around, and sometimes you just want to chill. And I don't feel as though there's really a chill where you can stay in the house and relax as much. I mean, I guess you could, but and then we would go over to maybe like Costa Rica, and in Costa Rica for me, it would be San Jose. And the reason why I like San Jose more is because, as you can see, I love being a regular person. I love being the average 9 to 5 worker, the average working, the person who's one of part of the majority, where I like to communicate with people. I like to talk to people who are not all about money, who don't want all about tourism and stuff. And in places like San Jose, you'll get that. In Jaco Beach, you won't get that same thing. Jaco Beach will be more lean towards the tourism. So we go, number one for me would be Barranquilla, Colombia. Number two, Medellin, Colombia. Number three, San Jose, Costa Rica. Then we're gonna go somewhere a little bit more different. And I think for quality of life and cost of living, it's still the same. Barranquilla would still be number one. Medellin would be number two, but cost of living for Costa Rica wouldn't be number three. But overall, I'm putting which one has the best slide as far as quality of life, food, and friendliness. San Jose would be up there as number three. I would then go to Mexico, and it would be like Mexico's Playa del Carmen. Playa del Carmen is also one of the ones where if I put all the sliders up, it would be higher than a lot of other places because I don't have to speak Spanish as much there, which isn't a real big factor to me. I don't have to speak Spanish as much. You can find good food. Shout out to Rockers, the Jamaican spot in Playa del Carmen. You got Chinese spots. You got international cuisines in Playa del Carmen. Also, is the closivity to the United States and being able to go back and forth. That would be, and the cost of living in Playa del Carmen is decent as well. So that would be the fourth place, and the fifth one, the fifth place would probably be. I'm trying to stay away from Cuba because Cuba quality of life isn't going to be is going to rank high enough to move it up the sliders. Cuba's quality of life is not going to set high enough to rank it up. I like Cuba personally myself, but for quality of life, when you think of quality of life, you think of a place that you could live for more than a month. And Cuba would be very difficult to live for more than a month for the majority of people. So for the last one, the quality of life, again, it just really depends on what you like. I would go to maybe Cali, Colombia. I would say Cali, Colombia. Again, Colombia fits pretty much all of the bases I need because I can move between the countries, between the states very inexpensively. Because I speak Spanish, I'm able to blend with the people. So that would be it. So we go again, Barranquilla number one, Medellin number two, San Jose, Costa Rica number three, Playa del Carmen, Mexico number four, and then Cali, Colombia number five. It'd be in that order. Let's see, y'all. Let me flip this back around, y'all. The sun is beaming. Let's see. Salute, Travel Shortcuts. What up? Sunday Night Smoke podcast in the building. Yo, shout out to Sunday Night Smoke, man. He be doing his thing. We consistently putting out the podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to Travel Shortcuts as well, man. Again, I think that everybody needs to say. That's why I always look out. I always look crazy at people or look down on people. Not really, but look down. But I always get disappointed in people when they talk about somebody whose life may not be like theirs. Like the guy Ellis mentioned earlier. Just because my life is different and my perspective is different doesn't make it more right or more wrong. And I think a lot of people my Jeep is ready. All right. I think a lot of people they do that, man. They like, oh, because his quality isn't as good as my quality, or it's not as great as mine. It doesn't deserve to be out pushed out and stuff. Yeah, that just be lame, y'all. That just be lame. Hold up, I might have to tap here real quick. So let me go inside. Ruby ready. I'm gonna get to y'all comments some more. Give me a second. Let me get to y'all comments some more. I see you ready. It's resources available and time management. Big facts. Big facts. Give me a second, y'all. Let me go handle this real quick. All finished already? Ah, thank you. That was fast. Hold on. Oh, hold on, y'all. Hey, finish that fast, man. You eating already? Yeah, I'm ready. Hey, man, you better be careful. You know, when you 30, it start getting hard to get it off, man.
Yeah. I'm trying to get it. Like, today's like my cheat day. I'm eating.
I'm lost.
But I stopped eating anything but oil.
Tell me you got tap, eh? Yeah. All right, cool. I was telling you got tap in your name. Oh man. Cause I was live on this. Give me a second. I'm gonna get to all your comments. So I'll make sure that we get to the live right here. I'm live. Yeah. So give me a second. Ellis said goofy typo. Show enough what's going on, man. When we get in the Jeep, we'll finish the Jeep talk. All right. I do want to stay by the ladies. Nice. I mean, I don't do hotels. I don't do Airbnbs. But you know.
You are going to be next to the ladies.
Hey, we live. Don't say that crazy. But no. Like when next time you think you're going to San Domingo?
I'm going in November, I think.
You going in November? Mm-hmm. That's fast. And when you go straight to your house.
I'll pick one of them.
Oh, that's not right. You sure you pick one of them? Listen, this guy right here be moving. This guy right here be moving, y'all. I told him I'm gonna head out to Santo Domingo to go to his spot. He owns once he gets it up and running, I'm gonna introduce y'all to his spot in Santo Domingo. You guys are gonna you're gonna get there, all right? Yeah.
All right, brother.
All right, thanks, man. Oh, you peace?
I should be inside.
Inside, all right. Hold on. But not Yeah, sir. Thanks, man. I'm serious though. Alright, yo. But nah, yo. So it's just one thing I do, y'all. And I'm gonna get to the Jeep real quick. One thing I do is a little quick 500. One thing that I do is I'm consistent when I do stuff. I've been coming to this place right here. I'm gonna show you guys real quick. I've been coming to this place right here. Hold on, my fault, y'all. Later, Fredo. I am 41 years old. I've been coming to this place since I was 18 years old, y'all. So I've been coming to this place because I've had a car since I was 18. I've been coming to this place since I was 18 years old. And I'm 41 now, y'all. This again, when you find one thing I am is I'm consistent when I do stuff. And consistency is very key. I'm gonna get y'all comments and stuff. We're finally back in the Jeep. Consistency is very important. Hold on a second. I gotta turn this Bluetooth off real quick. Consistency is very, very important. And my brothers and even his son, I gotta call my brothers because I know them for over 20 years, y'all. Over 20 years I've been coming to the shop, different cars, and they even got me one of my cars for very inexpensive. And they're Dominican brothers from Santo Domingo. And, you know, they really do it big over there. They got houses over there. They got stuff over there as far as like restaurants and stuff. And they got car places over there. They got car rentals over there in Santo Domingo. And I haven't been yet. They've been trying to get me to come to Santo Domingo. So I'm going to go, like, again, I'm going to go to Santo Domingo and link up with them and do stuff one of these times around here, y'all. Let me get to y'all comments real quick. Let me see. Let me get y'all comments. I got it. All right, here we go. Just want to make sure car's all right. Got the brakes and rotors changed. I got to. Oh my God! I'm gonna ask him, can I bring my other car down here? Oh my goodness. Hold on a second. I gotta go back. I gotta bring my other car. I want to bring my other car down here and do it all in one day. I got time to go to my mother's thing. Hold on, y'all. I think I gotta go back around to see if I could bring my other car around here. Put tune up. Bring my Mustang here. That's what I want to do that today. Give me a second. I'm gonna ask him real quick. I want to see if I can go to this. I'll call him. No, I'm here. Give me 1 second, y'all. Never do this. Never park your car in the middle of the street. I want to go real quick. Give me a second. Let's go. Now you got like a lot of people don't want to touch old cars, so I had to ask them to double check because I remember one time I couldn't do my old car. Let me see. I for sure watched the Black Man Guide for Cali before the trip. Exactly, man. That a lot of people just don't want to do the research, y'all. It's very important to do the research. Another thing I'm starting to see a lot more of, which I hope that they change, is a lot of people are going live vertically like this, and it's only certain it's only certain occasions when going live vertically like this makes sense. For example, in the car, it makes sense to go live vertically. At a restaurant, when you're eating with a woman and you don't want to, there's not enough space on the table, it makes sense to go vertically live. Maybe even if you're at a podcast and they're filming the podcast in 4K, but you know, if you're just joining this is Jeep Talk episode 57. Why a lot of content creators don't talk about money. Again, we started the conversation off with that. If you guys got any questions and stuff, we got about like 15-20 minutes before we get back to the house. I need to take my Jeep on. What's the name of it? But I'll get you your comments. Let's see. What's going on? Show enough. Somebody crashed again. I don't say names on this thing because I try not to get involved with any kind of drama. And if you open yourself up by saying a name or showing a video clip, you also, again, I don't really know what you guys are talking about really because I haven't really watched it yet. But I do watch almost every content creator, and I just take it into my mind on how I need to move around certain content creators. But I haven't watched that clip yet, so I gotta go check what you're talking about. But I don't say it because again, it brings energy into the world, which I don't really care for. Let me see. What's going on? Stay high. What it do? Vaughn, salute, Vaughn. Big 100. Money without game, you just food. Exactly, y'all. That's another point that I was bringing to people. Like, again, the game is to be sold and not told. Again, not something I think I can represent. But for somebody, when a person says the game is to be sold and not told, but then they don't have they don't teach the financial way of moving around. They just teach certain things. It's like, okay, if they got the money, now not only do they got the money and they don't know how to use it right, but now they got the money, they don't know how to use it right, they force somebody to pay for the information that may not have had it, and now that person doesn't know how to keep it. And you got to keep coming back, how to do it. And then eventually they say it's not worth it. And that takes your brand down. That's why, again, for me, I never knock anybody for doing fundraisers. I never knock anybody for taking super chats. I never knock anybody for nothing. I don't even talk bad about people that do that. But I don't do it. And the reason why I don't do it is because, again, I want people to understand. I was that kid who they told the game is to be sold is not told. It didn't have the money. So I had to go find a way that worked for me. And now that I found a way, and that way is thriving, now I want to give it out to the world for free. Again, I'm already at the financial level I need to be at. And I show you guys, and we talk about money. So if you want to double check it, you can go back and double check. I just paid my car off, my Jeep off. I just paid my Jeep off. I got 2 other cars that's paid off. Probably one I'm going to take to the shop right now. Hey, yo, my boy, it's the light, bro. It's the light. Look at the light, my boy. Look at the light. He just ran through a light too. I've been doing this for 16 years. If you're waiting for me to fail, you're gonna be waiting a long time. And that's why I tell people it doesn't make sense. If you're waiting for the Flyboy Ways channel to fail because he's running, he taps out of money. I never say nothing. I'll never say it's not possible. Anything's possible. It's very unlikely. It's very unlikely. There's no other content creator that's been doing it consistently this long. I don't care across what genre you want to talk about. Sports, you want to talk about video games, you want to talk about travel, you want to talk about finance, you want to talk about. There's no other content creator that's been doing this long, this consistently, and there's a reason why. So if you're waiting for the Flyboy Way to fail, or the Flyboy Way to be out here begging for money, you're gonna be waiting for a long time, because of the fact that I've been teaching people and I've been showing people my real life the whole time. I've been showing people my real life the whole time. Whether you believe it or not, if you don't believe it by now, you'll probably never believe it. And it's most likely because either you're not educated or you don't do research. Every time I see somebody say something crazy on the channel, like the other day somebody said, yo, you guys do this overseas because you can't do it in the States. My response from now on will always be, you must be new to the channel. Whenever somebody says something like, oh my God, you're not a millionaire, you must be new to the channel. Oh my God, you don't own properties, you must be new to the channel. Oh my God, you don't speak Spanish, you must be new to the channel. Because that's the easiest thing to say, and that's the reason why I say, don't ask why, check out my channel. Because the fact that everything you need to know, to whatever research you need to prove or to do before you speak so you don't sound dumb, is on the channel. And it's organized too. It's organized under playlists, it's organized under sections, and it's in different formats. It's in short formats, it's in live formats. If you can't focus that much, you can't think, and your attention span is small. I got the stuff on, I got the proof, I got the receipts on shorts. If you like the more long, complex stuff, I got videos, edited videos. Like, people don't, I don't know. Let me see. So again, I agree. Money without gaming, you just food. You just food. Food, I mean, let's say it in a more politically correct term. If you don't have the education on how to spend money, then it doesn't matter how much money you get, you will always be broke. You will always be poor. Poor is a mentality. Poor is not a financial status. Poor is a mentality. A lot of people are poor because they're mentally poor. Matter of fact, everyone that's poor is because they're mentally poor. You can have been born into poverty, yes. But if you're mental and you become educated, if your mental becomes better and you become educated on money and finances, and you've listened to people like the Flyboy Way who talk about money on their channel, then by the time you leave poverty, you will never go back and be poor again. But there are a lot of people who will say, oh my God, you're spending all your money on tricking and overseas, and because they are not themselves financially educated and they don't understand the cost of money versus time. Again, we've talked about that so many times, the cost of money versus time, and how money is never going to be more important than time. But in order to know that money will never be more important than your time, guess what you have to be? Financially educated. And guess what YouTubers, for the most majority part, don't talk about? Money. So, again, y'all, let me give y'all comments. So Nuff said, oh shucks. So Nuff said, you black man, the black man's guy, pure gold. Appreciate that. Haku, Medellin, Cuba, all those helped me out with a good trip, great trip. That's dope. Hey, whoa. Show Nuff, how is Cali? Are you in Cali right now, or no? Or you still? You know, how was Cali? Because I know you said you went like right after you was going right after I got back. Did you enjoy Cali? Ellis, your thoughts on Panama? I want to go there soon. I think Panama. I've only been there twice, and I've only been out the airport and down to the I won't say downtown area pier section once. So I won't give too many. I don't have too many thoughts on Panama. except for the cost. Panama is higher than Colombia when it comes to cost of stuff, but it's lower than Costa Rica. That's the only information I can give, and everything is close in Panama. That's the only other thing I can give, because downtown from the airport is like 20 minutes, 15 minutes. So yeah, everything is close, and the cost is between Colombia and Costa Rica. Other than that, I will go back to Panama and get some real information, but right now we're focusing on the Colombian property. I love Cuba, but it was extremely difficult with the water and food situation. Yes, Cuba is. I just spoke to the Cuban woman that was trying to make my legacy before she had a kid. She's saying a lot of the Cuban situation is getting tough right now because electricity is going out more often, as well as water is getting tough to come by right now. Everybody knows, Cuba has an embargo for the longest, but right now, when Donald Trump is threatening that not Donald Trump. Why say Donald Trump? Because he's not the one. The U.S. government is saying that if you go to Cuba for tourism, which you would never go before for tourism anyway, you're gonna get fined $250,000. Even though people who go to Cuba know that doesn't make a difference because you can never go for tourism, it does make tourism from the United States a lot more less likely, and it's a lot more less likely that not only the tourism, but a lot of people are not risking sending money to their family in Cuba because of that and the fines that are starting to come with it. So a lot of people in Cuba who had a way out to the outside world are also struggling right now, and that's adding to the fact that electric is not there. They got a whole new system with the money thing where you can get money through Eteca and some other stuff. But a lot of stuff is getting paused right now. So Cuba's going through a hard time right now. It's going through a hard time. I do still want to go back to Cuba this year. No, it's next year, my fault. In 2026, and I do plan on going back. I got the days already off. But it's going to be a little bit. I'm gonna have to do a lot more research even now, from what Cuba's going through right now. Hopefully it gets better though. But again, when I'm speaking. When I tell y'all this, I'm speaking from boots on the ground. Like yesterday, I literally talked to the girl who I was working on building a legacy with before she had a second kid. Yeah. Let's see. Shout out to OW back in the building. Wait, I ain't seen OW from the 504 in man long, man. OW is definitely a good brother. I don't know if he posts on his channel anymore, but shout out to OW. Great choices, my God. Thanks for the information. Again, y'all, it's bigger than me. It's bigger than Nino Brown, y'all. It's bigger than Nino Brown. Let me get y'all comments. No Brazil or DR love. I say, see, for me, it's different because I need to speak the language of the country that I'm planning to go long term, or that I'm going to consider something I like. When I went to Brazil, I studied Portuguese for 5 months. I live in Newark, New Jersey, where we just came from. It was a Brazilian restaurant because the Brazilian population in Newark, New Jersey is very big. So I was able to communicate and use my Brazilian, my Portuguese. I was able to use my Portuguese very often when I was going to Brazil and I wanted to learn. But outside of Brazil, there isn't many other places that speak Portuguese outside of Portugal that I know, and Angola. So to learn Portuguese for me, it didn't make sense. And I don't believe that Brazil, and this is my opinion, I don't believe that Brazil is hold on a second. I don't want to believe like Brazil is a place that I could, because again, I've been to Sao Paulo, Brazil. I've been to Sao Paulo, Brazil. I've been to Rio, Brazil. Most people have never been outside of Rio, Brazil, and they say Brazil is the greatest, which is, to me, what we spoke about earlier. A lot of people don't do research. They just go on what the majority of the crowd says. Some people say, well, you can go to Salvador over here, or you can go to Fortaleza. Nobody goes to those places, bro. Nobody. And I mean, when I say nobody, I'm saying about the majority of people who travel. The majority of expats don't live in those places. So when you go to those places, you're going to those places as a loner. If you don't speak the language, it's going to be not a good experience for you. Well, I don't think that. That's my opinion. I don't believe that it's gonna be a good experience because you don't speak the language. I know people say, well, they still don't, but no. See, for me, I've been, so I've seen it firsthand. I'm giving you my firsthand experience. We're not talking about Thailand, which I haven't been before. I'm telling you about Brazil. As a person who's going to be in a place long term, it is important for you to speak the language. And a lot of people cannot learn the language. A lot of people can't learn the languages because it takes a different mentality to be able to learn the language than a lot of people have. It's not, I think everybody can learn the language, but the amount of times it takes people to learn the language when it's not spoken where you live, the reason why most people don't have a difficult time speaking Spanish is because the United States is full of people that speak Spanish. Mexicans, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Colombians, all speak Spanish all over the United States. Shoot, I was in LA a couple years back. I was surprised how many Mexicans was there. There's more Mexicans than black people over here. But that means where the hood, even the hoodest black person in LA, you might be in Compton, you might be in Watts, you're gonna speak some Spanish. You might not know everything, but you're gonna speak some Spanish. Miami, come on, man, and black people combined. My opinion. In Miami, I lived there for 5 years almost. I mean, I've been lived there for 3 years. I've been owning property for almost 5 years, and I'm telling you, if you add all the black people and all the white people in Miami, I think there's more Latinos. I think there's way more Latinos. So you're going to learn the language. You don't have. It's not even that you're purposely studying. There's going to be parts of places in LA. There's going to be some parts of places in Miami where there's going to be people who don't speak English. All they speak Spanish. So you're going to learn some language. But that's not the same for Portuguese. So for me, when I consider cost of living or quality of life, how can I honestly say I'm going to have a good quality of life somewhere if I don't speak the language? It's unrealistic. But again, this is what we talked about earlier. Some people, they have an experience because they do the research, they learn the language, they have money, and then other people, they go and they have a bad experience because they don't have money, they don't learn the language, and then, but it is, it is this. Let me see. DR, for me, DR, the thing was just an island. I think DR is a good place to visit, but I don't like I don't like looking as a place long term that's an island, because I understand when things get bad in the mainland, the islands get hit way harder because the people become nationalists, where even if you have been living there for many years, they could, I won't say will, a lot of them could and most likely will turn on you if things get hard because you're not one of them. Now, you can say the same thing in Colombia, you can say the same thing on Ireland, but in that situation, let's say I'm in Medellin and it's going crazy for expats in Medellin. I could fly to Cartagena and have a full different experience. I could fly to Barranquilla and have a full different experience. If I'm in Puerto Plata and the island is having a bad time, if I fly to Santo Domingo, there's not going to be a big change. If I fly to Punta Cana, there's not going to be a big change. If I fly to La Vega, there's not going to be a big change in how you're treated. Again, that's just the experience I've had as I've traveled the world. Shout out to 916. What's up? What up? Vaughn, the black man's guy definitely come in clutch again. I try to, as a content creator, and this is Jeep Talk episode 57, y'all. We almost at the crib now. Why most YouTube content creators and most YouTubers don't talk about money. But we talk about other stuff too, because we talked about that first. I think when I created the Black Man Guide, the reason why I knew it was gonna always be around is because the only thing that changes is the price and the name of the clubs. The locations will have been the same way for hundreds of years before I even did the Black Man's Guide. They will be the same 100 years after they do the Black Man's Guide. If you're looking at the Black Man's Guide, let's keep it on Brazil. If you're looking at the Black Man's Guide to Brazil, Lapa is not going to change. Copacabana is not going to change. Well, Lapa is not a Rio de Janeiro, not Brazil. I'm sorry, I said Brazil. The Lobber's not going to change. Copacabana is not going to change. Empanima's not going to change. Yes, the nightclub names may change, but the thing's the same. If you're looking at the Black Man's Guide to Medellin, Parque Yeras is not going to change. Lorelis is not going to change. Sabaneta is not going to change. Yeah, maybe the name of clubs do, but the locations don't change. The way things are set up never change. It just, new people, new ownership. That's all that ever changes around the world. New people, new ownership. Maybe Sosua right now is going through it because, again, islands a little bit different. When I tell people about islands are a little bit different. Because islands can do big changes because it doesn't require much to do a big change. It requires way less to do a change on an island than in a big country. So yes, Sosua may change, Puerto Rico may change, Hawaii may change, Brazil ain't changing, Costa Rica ain't changing, Panama may not change. So yeah, I'm in the States, y'all. I just got my I just got the Jeep fixed, a little $500 real quick. Again, I mean, I say little, but that's just for my income. Cost me $500. Let me see if I can show you guys real quick. I had the receipt somewhere. Hold up 1 second, yo. Hold on a second. You know I like receipts. Quick little $500, $530 something to fix some brakes and rotors and stuff. To get brakes and rotors and stuff you gotta do maintenance. That's the reason why, like, again, I'm going to talk about the this tune in one of the future upcoming episodes. I was supposed to get these. I got this pass where you can fly anywhere. It's called the Frontier Wild Pass, and we'll talk about this on another episode because I don't want to get too much into it. We'll hit to an hour and we'll end this live. I got the Frontier Wild Pass, and with the Frontier Wild Pass, I can fly anywhere that Frontier goes on just the price of taxes, just the tax prices. And I was going to go to Puerto Rico this weekend. Oh shit, I got my mother thing this time. I was going to go to Puerto Rico this weekend. But and for me, to go to Puerto Rico and back from Newark, New Jersey was $32 each way. So a total of $34 each way. So a total of $68 to get to Puerto Rico and back. And in the Airbnb I wanted to stay, the apartment or Airbnb I wanted to stay at was like $130 for 2 nights. So I'm probably going to do that next weekend. I'm probably going to go to Puerto Rico next weekend because I want to really try out this Frontier fly anywhere for just taxes price. The Frontier Wild, this is called Frontier Wild. My brother had it last year, but he didn't really use it that much. But me, I plan on using it when my son is not with his mother, like on the weekends and stuff like that. I was going to actually do that, but I had to 2 things. I had to fix the car. I had to fix the Jeep to make sure my Jeep was good, and then I had to go to my mother's birthday's today. So because I'm fixing the Jeep and my mother's birthday today, I didn't fly to Puerto Rico. But I'll probably go to Puerto Rico next weekend. Only because, again, to get there and back is $68 on the Frontier Wild Pass. Airbnb, $140, $130. So altogether, that's $200 to get to Puerto Rico, have an Airbnb. I can take the bus, I can take the bus right down to the airport. So that's about $3 each way. $6. So now you're talking about $206 to get to Puerto Rico and have an Airbnb for 2 nights. All because I got the Frontier Wild Pass. And I'll walk you guys through it. We'll do a live so I can show you how it is. But yeah, let me get y'all comments and then we can get out of here. Branjour, shout out to Branjour. Yeah, so I'm in the States, Branjour, but we'll probably be in Puerto Rico next week, and I'm gonna look at the things now. Show enough. Hit the like button. Appreciate that, man. I thought you was in Cali. Now I'm back from Cali. Okay, show enough said I loved it. Cali is an underrated gold mine. Man, listen. One thing I was happy that I was able to show from this Cali, one of the things I was most happy that I was able to show was the black beauties in Cali. Because I don't think anyone, and again, I was probably one of the only ones, the major ones that really showed Cali Petronio during Petronio, for the last 3 years. But this year, when it comes to just the amount of women I was able to show and the quality of women and the differentiate of women, of strong black women. I say black, I'm speaking on an international level, not on a black American level. But So that was really dope. Cause I even go back and I watch the little handshake videos over and over again. Like, oh, this is dope. This is dope. I could have made more. I could have made so many more videos. And I still got some more videos in the way, y'all. We got a lot more videos of Cali to drop. So we got a lot more videos of Cali to drop. I just yeah, a lot more videos. Dinner dates, and sure enough, and I think the price also. A lot of people say that Barranquilla is less expensive than Cali, but from my experience, Cali was a lot less expensive, and I was doing, as y'all said, I did a lot. I did the go-karting, I did the fancy restaurants with the fire and all that stuff. We did so much stuff, y'all. Man, listen. There is a back door to get money in Cuba. We can't talk about that here, Easy Money. We want to keep the channel up. Dinner dates and confidence is all you need in Cali. I think you need Spanish too. I like Cali over my second half of trip in Cartagena. CGG was way too hot and everyone wanted money. The wanting money thing is definitely something that oh shucks, I'm hoping I'm not missing no messages. The one I did, DJ Panther, what up? The wanting money thing, OG Mike Travels in the building, what it do? Oh man, my fault, y'all. I missed a lot of messages because I didn't have it. All right, here you go. Let me see. All right. Money is something become more prevalent. The wanting money thing is just something that's going to happen more. And the reason why it's going to happen more is because economies around the world are doing bad. Most people, from what it looks like, I don't know, but most people I think are not doing as good as they did last year. Most people. But the economies around the world are doing bad. So as economies are doing bad, a lot of things are going to happen where people are going to need more money. People are going to be willing to take less money, but there's going to be more people asking for money. So Cartagena is probably going to get ridiculously crazy. I do think the price is going to come down in Cartagena for certain things, though. But, you know, we'll see. Demetrius, what up, man? I don't get on here near enough. Glad to see you still doing the thing. Oh, I appreciate it, man. Listen, when I make content, I don't make it for the right away view, where people are going to come right away and then the video is going to go viral. I don't make money. I don't think that's a after being on YouTube for 16 years, I don't think that's a wise way to do it. I make content so that it could reach people when they're ready to accept it. When they're ready, the Black Man's Guide wasn't, oh, I think this is going to go viral as soon as I drop it. It was, hey, when somebody's ready to travel, here's something they can use. My financial planning, when somebody's ready to find a way where they can live that life where they're overseas for the rest of their life, or live that life where they can come to the States and they can send their kid to private school, they can still have a nice car, they can live in a big house, they'll come to the financial section. People are not going to just go, oh my God, it's got so much drama, it's got so much energy, let's go watch the video now. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's not how I make content, because I'm here for the long run. Again, 16 years, y'all. If y'all waiting for the fly boy to fail, it's not going to happen. I never say never. It ain't going to happen no time soon. If you're waiting for me to run out of money, it ain't going to happen no time soon. If you're waiting for me to I don't know, foreclosure, not going to wood, anything, if you're waiting for any of that stuff, it don't even make sense for you to wait. You're probably not going to see it. But if you want to learn something that can help you, maybe my lifestyle might not be your lifestyle. Maybe you don't like dealing with pros and non-pros. Maybe you only want to deal with non-pros. Well, I have a whole section where I have nothing but non-pros. Maybe you don't care about talking the language and learning the language. All you want to do is bang pros. I got this whole section where I'm just showing snacks and stuff like that. So that's why my channel is so much different from everybody else. And it's not in a rush for you to go viral, because I'm inclusive and I'm balanced. I'm more balanced. James Rodas, hola, from Fortaleza, Brazil, loving the north. Okay. Again, oh my God, Kinetic Suede. Tupac said it best. It wouldn't be LA without the Mexicans. yeah, man. Listen, I was surprised. LA looked like Miami to me, and I could be wrong. Maybe it's the part of LA I was in, but LA looked like Miami to me. And the Hollywood section, yeah, it was crazy. The Real J Holiday. I love the Black Man's Guide. I learned to speak Spanish because of Costa Rican video. I appreciate that, man. Show enough. Appreciate that. Brown bunnies. I love them brown bunnies, boy. I like all women. I like variety. Again, OG Mike, what up? The chocolate is amazing in Cali. And DJ Panther, what is it? Did I get in the messages? I think I did. Shout out to DJ Panther 519 in the building. Oh, Midwest, what up? Shout out Midwest in the building. I was looking at flights. I was like, I don't want to go back to Indianapolis. I was there, I had fun, but I don't think it's a place I want to go often. But I was looking at Chicago, like I had a great time in Chicago. I just didn't want to spend the bread I know I'm gonna spend in Chicago because I know I'm going to Atlanta next. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you. I'm going to Atlanta for my brother's birthday next month. So I know we're gonna do it up big. We got drop tops and all this stuff. So I don't want to really spend too much money. That's why Puerto Rico was a optimal trip, and that's why next week I'll probably go to Puerto Rico. I believe Cali is real cheap to live and play. Yes, big facts. Big facts. W, I appreciate W in the handshake videos. Jay Hill in the building. What's going on, Jay Hill? I believe Jay Hill's a cool brother I met in Newark in the city at a travel festival. Yo, Fresh, what up? Yeah, Cali is cheaper than Barranquilla. Okay, see, I say the same thing, but most people in Colombia was telling me that Barranquilla is cheaper than Cali. And I was like, no, no. But Barranquilla and Cali are far cheaper than Medellin and Cartagena and Santa Mar. Oh, I've been saying Medellin and Cartagena, yeah, and Bogota, I got an Airbnb for $16 in Parque El Perro. The music is definitely up to 10 years. They be dancing out there all night. Levy, what's going on? What up, dog? Do you think it's a good idea for me and my girl to go to Brazil and Colombia by ourselves? Yes, depending on what part you go to. A lot of people would say don't bring sand to the beach. If you're not that type of guy, you more of a relationship guy, you could take your girl to Cartagena. You just can't go outside at night. Well, you can, but your girl might not feel comfortable. But you can take her to Cartagena and have a great time. You can take your girl to Medellin and have a great time also. You just got to be more cautious when you go to certain places. Like I wouldn't take my girl to Parque Aires if I go to Medellin. I'll take her to Laureles. I'll take her parasailing. I'll take her. I got a bunch of videos when I took the Colombian girl places. I would take my girl to those places too. I wouldn't go to Parque Aires at night. You can go to Parque Aires during the daytime with your girlfriend. I wouldn't go at night. James Salas, what's going on, man? Will Pasta, 215, Philly in the building. Stand up. Philly. All right. Guys, we got messages. Shout out to Sean in the building. You hooked me up with a great WhatsApp phone number when he was in Cancun. That was years ago. Oh, with Uber Beats. Yeah, Uber Beats is fun. Y'all. But I appreciate you guys for joining with this live. We're back at the house. I want to show y'all I really want to show y'all my Mustang because I want to take my Mustang down. I need to move this car probably. Let me see. We're gonna end this live soon, but let me just see if I can get my Mustang out of here, y'all. Hold on a second. I gotta get the key because I got my flip the screen. Alright, let's see. Let's see if we can get the Mustang up out of here. I gotta put the lock on the thing. I hope he didn't take the key. I gotta ask my guy where the key to the thing is, man. I want to take this Mustang out and get the Mustang done today. But maybe I won't because I got to go to my mother's thing anyway. I need to open this thing. Me and my contractor, we split the, me and my friend, we split the driveway, the garage. He pays money for the garage. So, I got to text him asking where the key is at. I need to go to my mother's thing today too. Anyway, but I have a not a 5.0 Mustang, not 5.0 is cap, but I have a drop top Mustang in here. If you guys haven't seen my drop top Mustang, I kind of want to get it out for this, get it cleaned up and get it stuff done while we're waiting about this place in Colombia. And then we got the and then this car, the Buick Electra. I want to get this done. I'm going to probably take this Monday. I think Monday, yeah. I'm going to take this Monday to go to the shop. And this is going to go get tuned up. I'm going to get the brakes and rotors changed so I can drive on the big wheels. A lot of you guys might not have seen this on the road yet. But I got this car right here. Remember I told you I have 3 cars still? This is what I say. A lot of your favorite content creators and YouTubers don't talk about money because it would show if they talk about money, it would show a lot of holes in their stories. If they really talk about money, it would show a lot of holes in their story. And people want to be seen in a certain light. And once you start talking about money, anybody who really knows money, it's hard. It's difficult for them. Anybody that really knows money, it's difficult for them to fool them. Like a lot of times when my deuce in the quarter right here. A lot of times when I'm talking about money, and I'll have somebody in the chat say something crazy, I kind of know that they don't really know what they're talking about because I know money. And that's when I'll stop talking to them, or I won't address them for certain things because of the fact that I know that what they're saying isn't legit because they don't know about money. So man, I haven't cleaned this out, all this stuff. I don't really want to touch all this stuff because, again, I have my it's a little. I know it's a little. It's been sitting for years. Like, again, I told myself I wasn't going to fix this up and do what I needed to do with it until I had a significant amount of money to do it, and after I brought my place in Colombia. So while we're waiting to get this place, money for the place in Colombia, we do have a little bread to get this tuned up, fixed right, so we can at least get it on the road. We might not be able to get it repainted yet, but we'll get it on the road. We'll get it started, get it running, at least running right. And then while we still got some sun, maybe we'll take it to the park one of these days and go for a ride. Then y'all, my grandfather left me this car when he passed away. That's the main reason why I didn't sell it. I always wanted a drop top old school. I always wanted a drop top old school, and but I've spent like $6,000 on this car already, y'all. I spent over $6,000 on this car already, and it's not in the condition I wanted it to be. But you guys know it's a lot. I could have just brought. I could have just brought a one in a for a lot less. I could have just did that. But for me, it is important. But for me, it is important that because it's my grandfather's car. Well, it was my grandfather's car. So for me, that was more important that I keep and fix this one up the way I wanted it to be fixed. Because a lot of people shucks, sheesh, man. Because it has sentimental value. I mean, it's not really. My grandfather was like, yo, bro, don't just buy a new car. You can save money. My grandfather was more of a money person. So my grandfather being more of a money person would have never told me to keep the car. He just said, hey, just sell the car, take the little $10,000 you could take off the car, and then go find the car that you want. But, I don't pay. I'm hard-headed. I like having the fact knowing that my grandfather used to drive this car, and now I drive this car. I've driven it a bunch of times, but it's definitely a great feeling. If you guys know what I mean, it's definitely a great feeling. Big Mike, what up? What's good, my G? Oh my God, this car got like ants and stuff all over. It's been so long. But again, the bones are great. The bone pause that. The bones of the car are great. A little damage here, a little damage there. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. But it's gonna be fun fixing this up. It's gonna be fun finally getting this out and getting this up. Probably cost another $3,000. Dust out, cleaned out, and all that stuff. But once I get it on the road again. Let me see. Yeah. Hold on a second, y'all. Just trying to get everything, little stuff out. It's gonna be fun, boy. It's gonna be so dope. Again. I just want to make sure I do all. The reason why I'm kind of doing it now is because now that my condo in Miami is paid off. The reason why I'm doing it now is because now that my condo in Miami is paid off, I have zero debt. I want to kind of get all my cars fixed too, so I won't be like just waiting for this briefing for this home equity line of credit or home equity loan to come through, so I can finally start looking for my place in Columbia. But all right, y'all. I appreciate y'all for joining. Haven't sent you since my Wise Dog days. Oh, what's going on, man? Dang, that was a long time ago, man. That was a long time ago, Big Mike. That's crazy. That was a long time ago. Man, I'm still around. I'm still at the same place. Just not at the same place really. I still work for the same company, but I'm moving all around the world now, man. I be doing some things. Joe Harvey, what up, man? My uncle had a white one with the green top. You a good dude from keeping it. Yo, this one originally had a white top on it, but the white top, it was leather too, but it was old. So, oh man, so for whatever reason, I don't know why I got rid of it, because it was old, it wasn't working or something like that. And then I got this black top, and then the black top it got a hole torn in it, so now I gotta get another top. And for those who don't know, these little tops right here, these tops right here cost like what, $1,700. I don't know why it's that expensive, but these tops right here cost $1,700 to get a top like that, y'all. And I can't just fix the hole in it. You got to replace the whole top. So that's a bad thing. But for now, I'm just letting it be, because I don't feel like $1,700 for a top. And I'll park it in my garage. I'll put the Mustang out of here. I wish I could show you guys the Mustang in this video too, but my contract, my homie, he not here. He don't live here. He just rent out the garage, so I don't know where he put the key at, and I'll have to call him. And if I call him, it'll end the live. So maybe next time, or if you really want to see it, I got a bunch of videos with me driving my drop top Mustang, Fox body 1989. But yeah, you just get that Jersey stuff, man. Top cost. Yeah, the top cost bread, bro. Top cost bread. Again, this is why a lot of YouTube content creators don't talk about, and it's not a braggadocious thing. It's just me being realistic. This is a reason why a lot of YouTube content creators don't talk about money, man. This is Jeep Talk episode 57, because a lot of this stuff costs money. A lot of this stuff costs money. Like I think some of the money I spent best this year so far, I can only speak about this year because I spent a lot of money, was hiring mentuition for the Cali trip. I think that was some of the best money I spent, because I was able to show people, like, one thing I think a lot of people do is, because when you edit content and people want an excuse to find out why they can't do something, they'll make an excuse and say, hey, the reason why the content is so good is because they cut the bad parts out, or the reason why the content is so good is because they edit it to make it look good. But the reason why I say spending the money on mentuition this last to do it was the best crew, because it's a third party recording everything as it is live, so people can't say, oh, you cut out parts. And now they have no excuse to say why they can't do something, when somebody who has a jacked up hairline, for the people who would say, for somebody who is out of shape, for somebody who's 5'9", and not from that country, came, and you've seen the type of women I was getting, you've seen the type of moves, you've seen the brotherhood that we had there. Like, it's undeniable now, y'all. It's undeniable. I don't know a person who. Let me not get ready. I appreciate you guys for joining the live. It's your boy FRE $H Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's TheFlyBoyway. Don't ask why, just check out the channel. And this has been another Jeep Talk. Jeep Talk episode 57. Why most YouTubers and content creators don't talk about money. I'll see you in the next video. Peace, y'all.